good place, but they do need to start picking up victories to really start to build so they can get challenging at the top of the table where they really could and should be.
Yeah. Listen, wouldn't it be a great night to have the hero on with us, Al, the man that scored the winning goal right at the end? The Hibs fans won't love it, but the Hearts fans will absolutely love this. Craig Halkett, delighted to tell you during an international break, he's taken a bit of time out of his Monday evening. Hopefully he's recovered from yesterday. Anyway, to come on the show. There he is, Craig. Great to see you. Thanks for your time tonight. How are you feeling today?
Yeah, I'm pretty good. I'm still on a bit of a high. Back in training this morning, just being about all the boys again was good. Just talking about the game on Saturday, and it was just a good time this morning.
I thought the manager said you were getting a couple of days off.
No, we are. This towards the end of the week. We're still in for a few hard days. You know what it's like modern day football. You can never get some days off without getting a wee bit of punishment.
How many times did you watch the goal back, or how many times have you relived it in your mind? And did the boys mention it this morning? I'm sure they were all over you.
Yeah, I've watched it quite a few times. I've been sent it hundreds of times for friends and family and stuff like that, with loads of like voiceovers and different music when the goal goes in. But it was brilliant. It was a great moment for me. It was good with the family while they were watching it, and that's a great memory to have.
The goal will come in just a moment. Obviously, a couple of nervy times in the game for you when Martin Boyle's racing through as well. What did you make of the game overall, the balance of play?
I think it's been said, and people have been talking about it. I don't think the game as a spectacle was brilliant. It wasn't one that people are going to talk about for years, well, until I had scored. But if it finished in a 0-0 draw, I don't think there would have been too many arguments. But to be the one to score the last minute winner was that was brilliant. It's unbelievable. What a feeling.
But a top striker there. The movement just in the back post, just waiting for it.
Back to my striker days when I was 14, 15. That's what that.
Okay, what about the kickoffs? What were they about? That's the first time I've ever seen them.
Yeah, we're showing him the goal again, first of all, okay? Just so we can keep on looking, we're showing him the goal, first of all.
Just on the kickoffs, it's funny actually, because it was something that we had spoke about the day before, or obviously our set piece coach Ross, who works with the players the day before, going through set plays and stuff like that. And I think he had spoke to Cammy and Benny about it, and it was something that we were going to do if we got the kickoff to start the game.
I thought you had done it because they done it.
No, you can imagine our surprise when we seen them setting up, and I think Cammy turned around to me before the game started. He was like, "Alex, they're going to do it. We were going to do it." And I was like,
where have they got that idea from? You guys have to be thinking there's some sort of a mole in the dressing room to allow that to come out. Because that is uncanny.
I know. I'm not actually sure where our set piece coach had seen it, or if he'd seen it before, if it was just something they came up with. But no, for both teams to do it, it was a bit mad. But I think everyone on the side had a wee bit of a laugh about it, and from our point of view, nothing came of it.
And what about these scenes at the end that we're just watching right now, and the impact of the manager too? I mean, you could just tell what this victory of all wins meant to the fans and to the new boss as well, who's just building momentum with you, isn't he?
Yeah, it was the win and the 3 points was absolutely massive. Obviously, I've been at Hearts a long time, so I know how much these games mean to everyone at the club, all the fans, everyone involved. So to get the 3 points was huge, but I think it obviously just adds on to the confidence that everyone's got in the building about how we've started the season. Obviously, it wasn't just another 3 points because it was a derby game, but in the bigger picture, how well we started the season, the run we've been on to keep up that good run, another clean sheet to add on to the last couple of weeks. It's been brilliant. It just it lifts everyone's confidence and keeps it going.
Craig, see for you personally, well, obviously you've had the difficulties of the injuries over the last couple of seasons, but you've been absolutely brilliant this season, playing all the games. Have you done anything different? Have you changed anything to make sure you're right for each game that's coming up?
I wouldn't say now that I'm playing them I've done anything different. I think that the biggest thing for me was the kind of work I put in over the summer. It's been well documented. The last kind of 2-3 years hasn't gone as well as I would hoped it to go. Obviously, I had a big injury when I done my knee, and it's just kind of been up and down, stop-start since then. So I knew finishing off last season, playing the last 4 games, doing well, I knew it was going to be a huge season for myself. So I think in the summer was the biggest change that I made, and I never went on holiday. I kind of just dedicated my summer to getting myself in the best possible shape I could, knowing that there's a new manager coming in. It was going to be a fresh start for everyone. There's a good chance I can go back, do well, and start the season. And thankfully, it's started really well.
What was the regime, if you don't mind me asking? You're talking to a guy who's trying to get healthy again, by the way. What was the regime during the summer? I mean, is it everything from nutrition to the way you trained, you know, the different elements to training, I guess? What did you do that you'd never done before?
I just, like you said, it was a bit of everything: nutrition, gym, just general lifestyle changes. But I got myself in a good routine of, I took maybe 3 or 4 days off after the last game that we played. And then I had just said every single day, I'm going to get up at 6:30 in the morning and just go straight to the gym. And it still gave me the rest of the day to have plans with my family or anything else I had planned. So every single day, obviously not for the full 4 weeks. I didn't do 31 days again up at 6:30, but as many as I could. Just got up, getting a routine, whether it was running or doing weights in the gym, doing a bit of swimming or whatever it was. I just tried to make sure I did something every single day, and thankfully it's paid off.
In terms of the body, I mean, how are you feeling? You're only a few games into the season. I mean, you look clearly fitter than we've seen you in a long time, Craig. But how is the body? How is it coping and handling it all?
Yeah, it's good now. It's obviously, like you said, I think I've played 11 games now this season, 7 in the league and 4 in the League Cup, and I feel great. I feel as fit as I've ever been. I know I turned 30 last year, but or this year, sorry. But it doesn't feel as if I'm 30 in my body. I feel like I missed like 3 years at the tail end of my 20s, and I still feel like I'm kind of just coming out of my prime now. So no, the body feels great. I feel healthy every day. I'm doing just what you'd expect to do to keep yourself in good shape, and in touch with, hopefully I'm past my injury troubles.
Craig, I wanted to ask just about psychologically how tough, you know, the last few years have been for you, and then obviously how good you're feeling psychologically now. And the other caveat to that slightly is, when you took what looked like a knock at Tannadice, how nervous did you feel? Because you weren't sure whether you were going to come off or stay on, and psychologically, how difficult has that been for you?
Yeah, I think going back to when I done my knee, it was by far the lowest moment I've had in my career. Just, I think that instant knowledge that you're going to be out of the game for the best part of years, it was so hard to take. I had never really had much injury troubles in my career in the past. I mean, when I was at Livingston 3.5 years, I think I played 149 games in a row without missing a game, and I felt great. And obviously, after I'd done my knee, it was tough. But once you get over the fact that you've been out, you work your hardest in the gym. But I think just being out for so long and not getting a consecutive run of games, it's just really hard to get back onto that level where you were at before. So it was tough just coming back, as I think over the 2 years I was out, and then I came back for maybe 4 or 5 games, and then I was out for a few months, came back and played 6 games, and then out for 2 or 3 months again, and it just seemed so stop-start. So psychologically it was tough. There was definitely moments when I just thought, like, I don't think this is going to be for me anymore, because my body's just not recovering. It's not getting back to a place where it needs to be to perform. But thankfully, where I'm at now, I feel great. Obviously, moments like what happened at the weekend help you forget about what you're going through, but it's good just to also remind yourself about what the kind of hard times you've had and how it's all worth it now. But no, I feel great now. And the tackle you were talking about the weekend, it was obviously a quite hard tackle, and I just felt a wee bit of discomfort in my knee, and straight away you're thinking, oh no, like, is it going to be all right? But thankfully it ended up fine, and it was just a kind of wee knock, and I woke up the next day and it's nothing too much to worry about.
What about the manager then, Derek McInnes? What's it been like to work with him so far? What are the kind of changes he's made to the club, and how does it feel around training with him there now? Yeah,
it's been great. I think on a personal level, it was someone I was excited about when we heard they got the job. Obviously, I've been involved in Scottish football my full career, and you've seen what he's done at the past, at his previous clubs. He's done well wherever he's been. So the thought of him coming into Hearts and just looking and hoping that he was going to do similar, if not better, than what he's done at his previous club. So when he came in, it was exciting. He's been great about the change room. I think obviously we've got quite a big squad, and he's still kept everyone on side. And like the guys are all being involved in football, when you've got players that are maybe missing out and not playing every week, it's easy for them to kind of just go away and do their own thing. But it's not been the case at all. He's kept everyone on side. The mood in the camp's really good. He's been great to work for. Archie and Paul that are in with him as well are great guys, and training's good every day. His ideas are good, and obviously everyone can see that it's paying off at the moment.
We had him on the show, by the way, just a couple of weeks ago, and you could just sense the feel-good factor, Craig, at the moment. And you know Tony Bloom's in there too, and you've seen his statements in public. We heard the manager talk about it, but just see inside the dressing room when you have Tony Bloom coming out and saying, here's the aim. There's an opportunity as well. What goes through your mind and some of your teammates?
Yeah, it's good, obviously. I think when he first came out and he spoke out in the league, obviously all the boys together talk about it, watch it and have a bit of a laugh and say, oh, that would be brilliant. But obviously for us, it's easy to just kind of keep your head down and let these sort of people do the talking, and we can just try and perform on the park and win every game every week. But no, it's definitely an exciting time to be at a club like Hearts. We're doing really well now. Managers come in, everyone's really positive, and everyone's just excited to be there.
Did you go and sort out a good league winning bonus with Tony after that statement?
Not with Tony, but with the sporting director. There's a few that were in, or just making sure that if anything was to happen, we'll be sorted out.
He's on a goals bonus now.
I know. Craig, I wanted to ask, obviously, it's the international break. You're at home. There must be aspirations, obviously, to get into the Scotland squad. And you must feel, if you keep yourself fit and performing like this, you've got an opportunity.
Oh, definitely. It's I would be silly to say it's not a dream of mine. I was obviously lucky enough to get a kind of small taste of it a few years ago when I was put into the squad, and I loved it. I loved every minute of it, being about the manager and being about the squad, and just like sharing a pitch with these level of players. It was amazing. And obviously, unfortunately, since then I've had injury troubles, but I'm feeling good just now. But no, it's definitely something that I'm kind of striving towards and aiming towards. Obviously, it's out of my hands, so I can only just keep doing what I'm doing for my club every week and see what it takes me. But no, definitely try to get back involved in that national setup. Something I'd love to do.
You can dream big, though. I mean, I don't just mean national level, because obviously that would be incredible. I think it would say a lot about how far you've come personally in the last 6 months, body and what you're doing in the park as well, to be able to get back into that setup. But you can dream big at Hearts too. I just mentioned Tony Bloom and the manager coming in and where you are in the league table right now. Tell me about the strength of this squad at the moment and how far you genuinely think this can go and they can take you this year. Yeah,
the squad's... Well, I was going to say arguably, but I don't think arguably. I think it's probably the best squad that I've been involved in my 7 years at the club. The size of it, the strength of it. I think it says a lot about a team when you can go and make 3, 4, 5 changes and the team's not really getting any weaker with the players that are coming on the pitch. The manager spoke about that as soon as he came in. Obviously, we had a big squad right from the start of pre-season. And he just spoke about during pre-season, during the League Cup, like everyone should be aiming to try and start that Aberdeen game, the first game of the season. And then even past that, every game that we're playing now, he's big on training really well Monday to Friday to make sure you get into that starting 11. And as a player, it's something that you want. You don't really want to be just turning up to your training Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, knowing that you can kind of train however you want and you're going to play the weekend. So as we go in every week, you need to be at it every single day, or there's a chance that you're not going to be playing because there's 2, 3, 4 guys in your same position that are waiting to start. So the squad's really good. I think everyone's enjoying it, and obviously it's still early in the season, so I don't think we can talk about where we're going to finish. There's still a hell of a lot of games left to play, but I think everyone's just enjoying the moment we're in the now and winning. What
you do have, though, is, and don't worry, I'm not expecting you for 1 second to come on and say we're going to win the league. We're going to have a go winning the league.
It'd be good if you did, though.
But you'd love him to.
He could do it if he wants. No, but I think when you look at the league table, you're in a wonderful position. But also, forget Celtic behind you. You've got a real big cushion now over some of the other so-called challengers for getting close up to the... Well,
who are we talking about here?
I think only time will tell. But what I would say is,
Motherwell look good.
11 points ahead of Rangers and Hibs. Is that right? I believe as well. But even you think the cushion over Aberdeen, the teams that would have been around you challenging for the European places in recent years. I mean, you've got a fantastic, platform to build from now, Craig.
Yeah, the start of the season has been brilliant. I think it's probably, if you'd asked anyone at the start of the season, we would bite your hand off for the position that we're in just now. But I think in general, the league this year is really tight. I think you've seen there's been a lot of draws. I think there's been a lot of well, you would have said at the start of the season surprise results, but they're maybe not surprise results now. I think the standard's really good. Obviously, where we are in the league table just now, and like you said, talking about the teams that have finished maybe in the top 6 places the last few years, it's kind of a wee bit all over the place. But I think for us, it's just about going into each game and trying to pick up 3 points. I think at the start of the season before Christmas, you've always got a few blocks of 3, 4, 5 games, then you've got a break, another block of 3 or 4, 5 games. So we've kind of been split into that and trying to pick up a certain amount of points in each break, and then you get the break, you reset, and then you go again. So I think that's where we're in.
Craig, I was just going to say, has anything been spoken about, obviously, the start to the campaign that Aberdeen had last year and the drop-off that obviously happened? Has anything been spoken about amongst the players? Has the manager mentioned that at all? Just obviously as a bit of a sort of start warning to, what could happen or what can happen.
Yeah, I think after when you start the season well, maybe not like the manager's directly not told us, but if you're talking about a lunch and when you're sitting at breakfast with the boys and you talk about how well we've started, and you say like Aberdeen did this last year, and then you see what happened to them. So it's not as if you've just earned the right to be up at the top of the league because you're winning games just now, that it's just going to continue for the rest of the season. We all know how hard the work we're going to need to put in to do that. But again, I don't think anyone in the building's looking too far into the future rather than the next game or the next few games. It's just about trying to pick up as many wins as you can as early as you can, and then see where it takes you.
Just final one then, if that's okay for me, and the boys can tell you if they've got any more before I let you run and enjoy your night. But I think there's still potentially so much more to come. You've got a January transfer window around the corner, and I'm sure Tony Bloom's watching on, and if you can stay up there, maybe he'll invest again, something we spoke to the manager about a couple of weeks ago. But a lot of the new signings as well, Craig, haven't featured that much. So if there is quality there in reserve, you would think, watching on, that there is more to come from this team. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, definitely. I think obviously everyone talks about the new signs and they talk about Braga, and because I did this because they've played the most minutes, but all of the boys that have come in have shown that they've got real quality. I think it's hard, obviously, when the team's doing so well now, there's not going to be loads of changes and everyone's going to be getting loads of minutes. But they're showing every week that they've definitely got the quality to come in and play. And I think what massively helps about the boys that have come in through the Jamestown analytics and the signings, that they've all fit seamlessly into the squad. They all speak great English. They've been great boys about the place. They're really easy to get along with, and obviously that helps when you've got that good bond with your teammates and everything's brilliant off the pitch. It kind of translates onto the pitch. So the squad's looking good. The new signings have come in and done brilliant, and even the boys that have been here for a while, they've kind of stepped up again and put in some good performances.
That's
Craig,
the thing. See when you've,
One more each, guys, and then we'll let them go.
I was just saying, like, so see when the squad's in such a good mood, you've got the qualities there and everybody's pushing each other, you've got the momentum. It's just a right good mix to then push yourselves forward after the international break and the games to come up. You seem in just a really good place at this moment in time, like everyone together.
Yeah, well, like I said, obviously talking about we do have a good mix of the squads of the boys that have, or the Scottish boys or the British boys that have played in the league for a few years now, to then the new signings that have come in that have never been in Scotland before. I think it helps when you've got likes of myself and Cammy and Craig Gordon that have been at Hearts for a long time, can, for example, the fixture at the weekend, to kind of tell these boys what it's like, what it's going to be like before the game starts, and what to expect. So things like that help. And also just having like a core group of boys that know this league, because I think you agree, Scottish football is so different to any other football in the world. And I think a few of the boys noticed that when they came in, and obviously they're enjoying it now, they're getting used to it. And I think talking about the other new signings that maybe haven't featured as much, they're starting to kind of see it, watching it from the side, and when they're starting to take part, they realise how different it is, and they're only just going to get better. So the squad's in a great place, and everyone hopes we can just keep it going. I
just wanted to pick up on that point in regards to, you've been at the club for such a long time. You'll have seen windows where perhaps there's, a different profile of players. This squad now, we speak a lot about the fact, the importance of like Scottish spine to the team and getting the balance right. Is it quite apparent to you that the guys that have come in, they're just feeding into the culture and the atmosphere that you guys have already started, that they're buying into that? There's not too many that have got their own little sub-culture. They're buying into what you guys have already got in place.
No, definitely. I'm just laughing there because there's Claudio's been fined quite a few times, and he's kind of struggling to kind of grasp that's a big thing over in Scotland here, that you can get fined for anything. So things like that help about the squad. It creates a bit of banter. All the boys have a good laugh, and no, like you said, having that.
What's he getting fined for?
Everything. He's quite busy on social media. I'll say right at the first few weeks he was reposting some things that newspapers were putting up and stuff like that, and that's just a no-go. Because everything's going well just now, and he's getting loads of messages of love and all that, and just trying to say to him it can turn really quickly. So I just want to prepare you in case the messages start going the other way.
You have to learn fast, don't you?
You do, aye. But no, it's been good. All the boys have put in it. Like you said, we've got a core group of Scottish players, British players that have played in this league before and know what it's all about. So for the new guys to come in and learn off of us and just ask questions, really, they've all been great. Like I said, they're all great lads. They're all really enthusiastic. They're all wanting to know everything about the club or about the league and stuff like that. And like I said, it's helped massively on the pitch.
Brilliant. Craig, first class. Listen, thanks so much for coming on the show tonight. Great to see you. And I'm sure you can go and revel in that goal a few more times tonight. So thank you so much and well done at the weekend.